comparing the mean and the median and determining when is the best time to use which one. Because the mean and median, like we said, they're both measures of central tendency. They both describe the middle of a data set, and this lesson is going to show you how to determine when to use which one. Okay, so the way we're going to determine is whether or not a data set contains what's called outliers. So outliers are values in a data set that are extreme values. Okay. Far away from the other data. Okay. So here's an example of a data set that has outliers. Let's say we've got 33, 36, 39, 40, 41, 45, 204. Okay, so these values are all concentrated like in the 30s and 40s, and then we have this one at the end that is way out there, nowhere near the rest of the other data. So this is our outlier. Okay, data set example without outliers: 33, 36, 39, 40, 41, 45, and then instead of this 204 at the end, let's say it's like 48. Okay, so a data set without outliers, the values are all pretty close to each other. These are all values in the 30s and 40s. Okay, so our rule here is if a data set contains outliers, the median is the best measure of central tendency. If it does not have outliers, then use the mean. Okay, so if you see outliers, the median's the best one. So here are prices in thousands for 9 houses for sale in a local neighborhood. Okay, and we want to know which measure should be best used to summarize the data: mean, median, or mode. Okay, so again, you want to look to see if the data has outliers. So these values here are all kind of like around 300, a little lower, a little higher. And this one out here skips way up to 467. We have outliers, so the best measure would be the median. Okay. Same question in B. Do we have outliers here? No, we don't. These values are all pretty close to each other, low of 125, high of 142, and they're all in like the 120s, 130s in between. So when we don't have outliers, we want to use the mean. Okay, C is asking something different, but we talked about this in the first lesson for Goal 6. In a survey, a soft drink company asked people to name as many brands of the soft drink as they can. Which measure gives the most frequently mentioned brand? So the value that occurs most frequently, that's the mode. All right, number 2, each measure of a football team was asked to report the year he was born. Which measure gives the most common year of birth? So again, most frequent, that's the mode. Which measure should be used to summarize the data? Well, these are all around 380 to a little bit above 400. This skips up to 757. We have an outlier, so the median is going to be best. and C. Do we have outliers? No, we don't. They're all like between 20 and 30. So here we're going to use the mean. Okay. So the next part of this lesson is how changing a value affects the mean and median. So we have monthly rent payments for 10 people, all right? And then suppose that one of the people moves. Her rent changes from $680 to $930, okay? Answer the following. What happens to the median? Well, the median, again, we arrange the order from low to high or high to low, and then look for the middle value, okay? Well, the 930 is the lowest, right? We took out the 680, it's 930 is still the lowest value in the data set. It's not going to affect the middle, okay? Because the middle would be, let's see, the middle would be the average of those two, okay? Whether we have 680 in there or 930, it's not going to affect the middle, so it's going to stay the same. What happens to the mean? Okay, it's going to increase because we, remember, mean, average, okay? Because we took out 680 and put in 930, so our average is going to increase. So our increase is going to be 930 minus 680, which is $250. But remember, in the mean, we have to divide by the number of values we have. So our increase, we're going to have to divide that by 10. So it's going to increase by 25. So it increases by $25. Okay, number two, same thing. Suppose that the 984 salary, so the highest one, changes to 864. Okay, so what happens to the median? Well, again, median, they have to be ordered, and the 864 is no longer our high. The 984 that we replaced it with, that we replaced from, had been the highest one. So we're going to have to rearrange. So let's rewrite the values: 642, 764, 803, 857. Then comes our 864, 874, 896, 928, 936, and 966. Okay, so the median after the change is going to be 864 plus 874 divided by 2. That's going to be 869. Okay. Let's get the median before the change. So again, I'm going to cross off values, get the 2 in the middle. So it's going to be 896 plus 874 over 2, which is going to be 885. So the median is going to decrease. It was 885 before, 869 after, so it's going to decrease by 16. Okay, what happens to the mean? Well, so we took out a salary of 984 and replaced it with a salary of 864. So for the change, 984 minus 864. That is 120. Okay. And again, we have to divide that by the 10 that we have. That's going to be $12. So it's going to be a decrease I'm sorry, this should be a decrease. I'm sorry, the median went down by $16, and this is going to be a decrease by $12.